What up, YouTube? Elleix, come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have a 1 vs 1 matchup featuring the StarCraft 2 All Races mod, which puts multiple mods into one game. In this case, it's going to be the UED versus the Xayid. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our green UED player, CheesePower, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our red Xayid player, Stassin. We already have movement on the map. As you can see, we jumped ahead just a little bit because both players were macroing up for a while. Both of these roamers going down to the infantry units for CheesePower here. Oh, man, wait a minute. Oh, that strike trooper, what a glorious misclick. Almost destroying his strike trooper, the poor strike trooper. And this one got a kill also. They must have been jealous or something. What else do we have on the map? Looks like 2 assailants as well. These are going to be like, I want to say your Banshee equivalent for the Xayid. Obviously, they're not machines, they're biological, but they are flying anti-ground attackers flying towards the main base for CheesePower, and there's no static defense to speak of. Oh, this will be interesting. We'll see how many workers they kill, and they're actually, they're stopping to take the scenery. They're taking a little bit of a break, but it looks like the rest of the Xayid army here, the ground army, moving towards the third base location. And outside of these infantry units, I'm not so sure there's anything to defend. The assailants are also on the move here. Oh, so a multi-pronged attack from our red Xayid player, Stassin. The red army there was taking a little bit of a breather as well. I don't know if you noticed that on the mini-map. How many workers killed, I'm not so sure. These infantry units are doing a good job at distracting those assailants. What is this, though? Oh, that must have been the political advisor. I'm not an expert with the UED, but this is looking mighty crazy right now. So much action on the map. Looks like these workers here, what are they called? The salvagers, kind of moving away from the mineral line. Meanwhile, the army for the red Xayid player moving back to attack the rocks instead, because rocks, they don't fight back. They don't bite you, you know? So I understand why our Xayid player decided to not engage the army, because the rocks are a much easier target to engage with, but this actually bought our green UED player some time to attack the third base, or even the natural base location for the Xayid player. Oh man, here we go. Yep, looks like he is going for base number 3. Will these workers survive is the question, and you know what? Great movement from Stassin here as well. The Xayidlings, they do have that little burst ability, so they can kind of engage with these armies. They can chase them down, and it really makes kiting difficult. But we're seeing a lot of splash damage here as well from these units. What was that? Oh, you know what? I wonder if it was like strike grenades or something. Oh man, that is crazy. I think ultimately both players coming out relatively even, but I think this is too much Xayid stuff for our UED player to handle. But just as I said it, Stassin forced back on the retreat. Now the feeding pools, they do heal units. You see the circle here. They heal up to 3 units at a time. So as long as Stassin is within the range of the feeding pools, his army will be healed. But the UED bio is ridiculously strong. These grenades or whatever is going on is doing so much splash damage. That's crazy. You know what? Let's take a look at the resources lost. Virtually identical, a slight deficit for our Xayid player, but nothing too crazy. The spitters, though, these are basically mobile siege tanks. I think this will ultimately chase away the UED army, but just as I said it, reinforcements have arrived. The political advisor, look at that. Look at that unit portrait. Are those custom? Or is this something from vanilla that was just repurposed? You guys gotta let me know. I'm so curious. It looks so cool. Oh man, let's take a look. What else do we have? A Crimson Eye here. What does this do? Okay, so it's a low altitude scouting drone. There is a detection function, but it doesn't say it's a detector. Okay, I wonder if there's some issue with getting detector to show, or is it something you toggle? Oh, you toggle it, so you have a detection mode. Oh, interesting. Okay, very cool. Meanwhile, base number 4 coming down for both players. This one's actually finished for our UED player. There's a heavy tower here, an anti-ground defensive structure effective against armored targets, and it has 400 HP. Are you joking? That is insane. What else do we have? An infusion tower. What does this do? It's a support structure that regenerates the health for all nearby allied units. It's like a healing structure. Very cool. In fact, instead of it's like a healing structure, it's in fact a healing structure. And a UED beacon as well. Oh, these are like builders, I think. Yep, call down basic structure. So, yeah, you have your salvagers, which mine stuff, and then you have your UED beacons, which are your builders. But Stassin, with the goated Xayidling, will spot these guys. And spot base number, what is this, 5? Okay, yeah, base number 5 will be spotted. CheesePower obviously knows it was spotted. What are our supply counts looking like? Okay, yep, so looks like 89 army supply to 88 workers to 80 army supply and 84 workers. Really very even, to be honest. So we'll see who's going to come out ahead. Start taking your bets now. Leave a comment down below at what time you started taking bets and who you think's going to win. I think that would be really fun. Also, really quick, I do have memberships open for those of you who want early access to all my videos, as well as a Patreon, which also gives you early access to all my long-form content. So if you feel like giving me an extra layer of support, I would greatly appreciate it. Back to the show, though. These Xayidlings trying to do some damage, ultimately getting some scouting information, but I'm not so sure they were very useful. I do love the use of the spitters, though. I mean, the range on them is crazy, and the fact you don't have to siege up is also kind of crazy. They are slow-moving, though, so you can try to focus fire them, but, I mean, this is a lot of spitters. How many is that, like 6? Yeah, that's not a scary-looking army at all. You know, I would not be scared at all playing against Stassin at this phase of the game. This Xayidling here as well, he's doing a great job getting map control with those Xayidlings, but look at this army as well. So the APCs, I'm pretty sure you can load them up and then they attack, which is really cool. You also have the Napoleon MBTs, which I'm not as familiar with. This is a versatile main battle tank effective against armored targets. So this is an anti-armored unit. And then, of course, the strike troopers and the political advisors. I'm actually curious what description this has. Master of ideological warfare can inspire troops around her to fight harder and can throw shock and light grenades. Okay, a big engagement in the middle of the map. A lot of splash damage, though, on top of that Xayid army. But the Spitters also doing splash damage of their own. CheesePower deciding to run back home. I don't know if this is a little bit of an overreaction to the Farian, which is a dropship throwing down some Xayidlings. I would just leave a few units to kind of keep an eye on this. But ultimately, it looks like the army got a little bit out of position. A lot of these salvagers are going down. A big engagement here, though. So much chaos, smoke everywhere. Who's going to come out ahead? It almost looks like the Xayid would, but the splash damage from this UED army is also outrageous. Oh, man. Looks like Stassin deciding to save what little he has left, and I'm not so sure how much the Spitters cost. We'll take a look at that in a sec. But I think that was a good move running away, because this is a lot more stuff than Stassin has. Meanwhile, more Xayidlings here. This is hilarious. How many workers killed? 26 workers killed total this game by our red Xayid player. But a big engagement here at base. I think this is base number 4. A lot of bile pits, though. The bile pit is static defense. It shoots both up and down, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. And there's so many here, and they're also backed by the feeding pool. So the feeding pool doesn't only heal units, it also heals structures, because everything that the Xayid owns, a lot like the Zerg, is biological. Oh man, the Farian here as well. I wanted to take a look. Yup, it is empty. So all the Xayidlings were sacrificed, I think. Oh, maybe this one was also part of the crew. This army, though, what is this? This is majority Spitters. I love that. And a lot of tanks moving as well to base number 3. Now let's take a look at how much the Spitter costs. The Spitter costs 150 and 150. Honestly, not so bad considering the fact that it's like a siege unit, I would expect it to be like 200 and 150 or something like that. Oh, man. I would cancel this. Yep. One of those feeding pools did not get canceled, but the majority of those structures, including the scavenger nest, which is our hatchery equivalent, those were canceled. Good pickup by Stassin, keeping an eye on his base, making sure that he's not going to lose everything. That would have been so much money to lose if he did not cancel that. The Xayidlings moving in to the UED army. These poor Xayidlings just trying to do their job and get some scouting information in. And in fact, they kind of did do their job because they showed Stassin exactly where the UED army is. Now, one thing I saw Stassin do in the past was use flying spotters for his spitters, similar to how he's using the Farians, but he was using a spellcasting unit, but there's not a lot of anti-air, I feel like, for the UED army, so this works just as well. But the spitter's a little bit too close to this UED army, but we have Krakens on the field, effectively a capital ship for the Xayid, and they have a volatile discharge ability. Oh no, if CheesePower doesn't move, yep, that's basically like a portable nuke. Oh man, that was a great move by Stassin. It was looking really sketchy there for a second, but CheesePower falling to the power of the volatile discharge. I am so sorry for the pun, CheesePower. That was on me. It just came out of my brain. Anyway, another base coming down for Stassin as well. These guys are playing a hell of a game right now. Okay, what is this though? This, I can't select it. This is a mine, basically. Oh, I couldn't select it because it wasn't planted. So that was an acid nest, which comes down from the Prowler, and it's basically what I said it was. It's a mine, and you can't see it. And if you go over it, it does a bunch of damage to whatever unit touched it. It's pretty cool, and it also gives you map vision. Oh, yep, here it is, the acid nest. Deals 80 damage on contact with an enemy ground unit and deals 35 splash damage. It's insane. Also, the fact that it gives you vision is super cool, and it doesn't cost minerals, it just costs energy. This army here, just vibing right now. The Krakens are feeling mighty scary. Oh, this is the Xayithone. This is what I was talking about that Stassin was using in the last game I cast of him. He was throwing down a Watcher, which is kind of like a spell-casted sort of, or more like a summoned. I don't know what spell-casted. What the hell did I just say? It's a summoned observer type of unit, and he was using it as a spotter for his spitters. But the spitters, man, we haven't really seen that many of them used in the past, and suddenly the last two Scion games I've covered, or games featuring a Scion race, the spitters are being used extensively, which is awesome to see, but also they're kind of scary. I don't know if they're broken. I mean, the fact that they are mobile and also like have like the siege ability is crazy to me. I mean, look at the range on them. But to be fair, Tempests also have crazy range, and they're flying units. So I don't know. I mean, also all the spitters went down. So just as I started theory crafting that they were broken, we saw the entire Xayid army go down. So maybe they're not broken. You know what I mean? Anyway, oh, yep. The ATCs here, look at this. Look at the animation. That is crazy. They have like a Gatling gun or something like that. Wild. Plus the Citadel AATs. What is this? An advanced armored unit equipped with heavy composite armor, primary cannon, and magnetic wave accelerator for an accelerated attack. Okay. Oh, interesting. So it's like an ability. I do like this, though. Stassin is not wavering. He's like, you know what? I lost all my spitters, but I'm going to build more of them. And indeed, these spitters are doing a great job at pushing away the UED army, the Casnalisk here as well. I feel like they also have their own splash damage. Let's see. So they have a projectile. Yep, they have a projectile that rolls on the ground, deals 60 damage, and knocks back enemy units. And units immune to knockback take 40 additional damage if struck directly, which is insane. Absolutely insane. So I guess massive units maybe would be part of that. Anyway, another base coming down here. The operation headquarters for our green UED player. I almost called him yellow because the build animation is yellow. He is not yellow. He is very much green. I like the diversity of units here, though, for our Xayid player. some air units like capital ship units mixed in with ground units, the preemptive volatile discharge, which can't be attacked, by the way, which is exactly what CheesePower did, taking out a Kraken as well. With this Kraken survived, it's almost dead. It's still alive just barely. It does have the 6 kills. It does have the opportunity to throw down one more volatile discharge, which is what I would do to try and save this base. But it looks like CheesePower still has his eyes on this, but is also being careful not to overextend. The Spitter's doing so much splash damage on top of this green UED army. The Kraken going down as well. So much stuff is happening right now. Stassin doing a great job at staying within the feeding pool's healing range as well. More Xayidlings here coming in to help defend. They're like, you know what? Haven't we been outclassed this game? Like, we're tier 1 units. We should probably not be used anymore. But to be fair, tier 1 units have plenty of use in StarCraft, including modded StarCraft. So although the tier 1 Scion units do have a use for sure, they don't have an upgrade like speed or charge, and they do kind of come out of the gate with that dash ability. So I don't see them used as much as tier 1 units in vanilla, but they still very much have a use case, considering the fact you can kind of close the distance to armies with that dash ability. Just like that, as we saw. They tried. I mean, they didn't do anything, but they tried. And that's what's important. It's the thought that counts. Anyway, this base with all the bile pits will possibly go down. The Xayid army is way out of position to defend against this. To be fair, though, it's also pretty much mined out, so losing it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Only 5 workers on the minerals and, you know, the 6 workers on the gas. I think I did not get a good look. This base, though, is safe and a little bit oversaturated, and I don't know. I think CheesePower probably spotted that. He's like, wait a minute, why did I just drive away from this if I can attack it? But this gave Stassin a little bit of time to react. This Xayid army is like, not in my house, not at all. And yeah, I think all these tanks are going to go down, or the Napoleon MBTs to be more specific. Stassin able to protect. I don't even know what base this is anymore. Oh man. Okay, yep. The Assassins are being spotted. Something here is observing. Must be the Crimson Eye or something like that. But yep. Looks like these Assassins will not be a pain for CheesePower to deal with. Not too much, at least. But this base is also coming down for Stassin. Stassin is expanding like a madman. He is insane right now. This base, though, the army is way out of position to deal with this. It looks like Stassin has his own eyes on a base. He's sieging up right next to, I don't even know what base that is. Maybe base number 5 for the UED player. But this base going down for our Xayid player. Taking a look at the workers killed total. 60 workers killed by red, 33 killed by green. Are we entering a potential base race? This would be a very long base race. I suspect one of the players is going to go back home to defend. Oh, okay, you know what? I think this is a discovery for CheesePower. Oh, he's going for the attack. I love that. Okay, yep. So CheesePower deciding that he's done enough. Looks like he's running back home to defend. These salvagers are actually doing damage, which is hilarious to me. I think this is actually the direction CheesePower is going. But Stassin is putting a dent on the UED side of the map. As we can see, the expansions are falling, and this base will also likely fall. The salvagers are hungry for scavenger blood. One of the scavengers is alive, and it will go down. I'm pretty sure that entire mineral line was cleared by workers. That is hilarious. 78 workers now killed total by red, and 39 killed by green. Looks to be an engagement here in the middle of the map as well. Our UED player going for the pincer attack. And it's working. For a second, I thought once again the Xayid player was going to come out ahead. Clearly, my game sense between UED and Xayid is just totally off. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of games featuring the UED. A lot of splash damage here, though, on these UED units. And what is this? I swear. Okay, it's not a Xayidling. I thought it was. It's an Eroder with 34 HP and 4 kills. Will go down. Rest in peace. You did your job. You deserve to be retired. And in this case, permanently We're tired. Oh, here we go. Here's a base, though. When did this go down? That is hilarious. I'm pretty sure this was a UED base like 2 minutes ago. Ultimately will go down, though. That's a free 400 minerals for our green UED player, and that's not insignificant considering the fact that a lot of these bases are mined out, and a lot of the other bases that are not mined out are either not finished or don't exist. At least not yet. Oh, man. Okay. So for a second, my money was on Stassin during that kind of like pseudo base race situation, but it looks like CheesePower is kind of coming back. I mean, the supply is still in favor for Stassin, to be fair, but I mean, CheesePower is still very much in this game. I think as long as he's efficient with his units, that was a big pickup, I feel like, for our red Xayid player. What is this? The APC coming in. It doesn't have any units, and it still attacks without units, evidently. These spitters, though, trying to kite this army, but there's also a lot of Krakens, and this is probably the majority of the army supply for our red Xayid player. I totally missed this. So this base will go down. Are we in another pseudo base race situation? It almost looks like it. These bile pits, though, unfortunately not well equipped to attack this side of the base all at once. It would be more equipped to attack the southern side of the base, which is, you know, it's whatever. But these Krakens, man, I mean, this is crazy. Will they force the cancel on this headquarters? I hope to see a cancel. CheesePower, cancel this, please. Don't do this to me, man. And it does not get canceled. Breaking my heart. Oh, wow. Okay, yep. This base slowly getting whittled down. These scavengers are just, like, quivering. They are in fear for their lives. And now they're just running around the scavenger nest. They're like, okay, you know what? Let's dump our money and run. And that's exactly what they're doing. This army's not doing anything. Okay. CheesePower saying, good game. Well played. Giving the victory to our red Xayid player. What an epic custom matchup. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.